Hello everyone, this is Marcus Hobbs. I've just released a new version of Wilsonic. This is version 0.27 beta, and I've added some exciting new scale designs, and I'm going to show you how to use them. So we're looking at the documentation. I have a Discord where I engage and support with everyone who uses Wilsonic. It's available for Mac OS and Windows. It's a free download. This is my website. You can get the downloads here. The scale designs that I've added are called the diamonds. And so the diamonds are a really exciting way to explore harmonic and subharmonic series. And you can use them to create like just incredibly gorgeous, beautiful scales that are all yours, that maybe only you've discovered them. So I'm really excited to share this with you, show you how to do that, and it's really hard to go wrong with harmonics. So where did the diamonds come from? How did I find out about them? This here is a set of papers by Erv Wilson. He shared these with me and others. I hope you're not put off by the mathematical diagrams. I feel like Erv really kind of bounced back and forth between art and music and math effortlessly. So when I see these, I think they're beautiful. And maybe if you bear with me and let me share with you a little bit more how to read these diagrams and how they can help you make music, they'll be beautiful to you too. So let's just get some language and terms that will help us for this demo. So this diamond is called a triadic diamond. Triadic means three. And what that means is that if you pick three harmonics, A, B, and C, harmonics are numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then there is the idea of their inverse or reciprocal. That's the subharmonic series. So when you see a bar over a C, that means 1 over C, or a bar over an A bar over a B, that's divided by. So for harmonics, you have the multiples of a frequency, like a fundamental. And for subharmonics, you have the divisors of those, and they both sound equally beautiful. So real quick, just before I keep going through all these other designs, let's just hear what that sounds like, because this is the simplest thing that we're going to get into today. So this is Ableton Live. This is the new scale design diamonds. This is the triadic diamond. And what I've done is I've already put in some numbers for you, 3, 4, and 5. Doesn't really make sense to do a number less than 3 for a triadic diamond because you'll just get like duplicates. But for 3, 4, 5, I guess the hidden thing here is the 6. The 6 is twice the 3, therefore it's the octave. So this is called a mode of harmonics, right? So if I only have 3 slots for harmonics, then I should choose 3, 4, 5 because the 6, which is the fourth harmonic, is the double of the 3, the identical of the 3. So octave equivalence is really important and going to play a key factor here. So first of all, I'll just play this big giant thing. Like we made a 3, 4, 5, and so these are the numbers on the keyboard that it comes out to, and I'll just play something really quick. Sounds kind of complicated, not sure what to do with all that. And so let's break it down, because one cool thing about Wilsonic is that you can just inspect like subsets, or you can break things down so they're very simple and they sound really good. So this is the first harmonic triad from there, and I just want to connect the dots. Like this is what you're seeing here is what Erv drew here. This is a triad A, B, C, and that is what I'm showing here. So when I play these notes, there's only 3 notes. Come on, that sounds great, right? So you can actually explore each one. So this triangle on the right is the same as this triangle on the left, and this triangle on the left is showing you that it's part of this larger, more complicated structure. And as I go down to the next one, this too is a harmonic triad. And I'll go down another one. And there's another one. And listen to how cool that is. That's a whole chord progression right there. Now, In this diagram here are also the opposites of everything I just played. That's a subharmonic series. So this is the opposite of that. And you can see on the diagram they're actually opposites. It's really cool. And that sounds like this. Next one down. So beautiful chord progressions like both ways. And again, just connecting dots, what you were hearing is I was playing all of the triads in this triadic diamond. There's these three here, and then the inverses, the opposites, the subharmonic triads, these are the upside down triangles, and there's like three of those here. And so that's a really key concept, because when you start looking at the more complex ones, you know, it gets a little bit harder to read. Like this is a four-dimensional diamond called a tetradic diamond, and that looks, we're going to study that one in just a second, but that one looks like this. And so that's with 4 harmonics instead of 3. And so what I'm going to show you is that depending on what kind of music you want to make, how many notes per octave you want to make, that's the level of diamond you want to get to. So if you want a 7-note per octave scale, then you want to go up to the heptatic, the 7, which is up here. If you want a pentatonic, which is really common in blues and rock, for example, ancient flute scales, etc., then you're looking for like a pentatic diamond. Those are 5 notes per octave. This is hexatic diamond. This is 6 notes per octave. This is heptatic diamond, 7 notes per octave. And then finally, ogdoadic is 8 notes per octave. So let's jump down to something a little more simpler. This is the tetradic diamond. I'm going to show you something, a concrete example of music that I made with this diamond. So I have an album on Spotify called Heavenly Bodies, and the title track is here. And that was actually made with the tetradic diamond. It was made with 4, 5, 6, and 7. And it was made with the subharmonic series. So it sounds like this. Let me play you a piece of that music. Okay, so again, that's on Spotify. And I love that piece. I love the sound. I love the vibe. I like everything about it. But in hindsight, like, for making new music going forward, what I'm missing is like, hey, how do I make melodies with that? Like, there's only 4 notes in an octave. And you can make some really simple melodies, but if you want to, do something more complicated, you're going to need more notes in the octave. So how can I add notes to these 4 awesome notes that still make sense and don't sound weird, and I get to pick, like what does that sound like? And so that's what I'm going to show you right now. Now, before we get into that, let me just show you a little bit more about what diamonds really are. So this is a fantastic book by Terumi Nurashima, where she describes, shows some these same scales in a different form that might make more sense to you all. It's also in the documentation, but this is called a reciprocal cross set. And so what the point here is, each row in this matrix is the same harmonic series, but it's divided by the subharmonic series in the column. So the diagonals are always 1. So for example, if your harmonics for A, B, C, D were 1, 3, 5, 7, then you would have A over A, which is 1, B over A, C over A, D over A, and this is a harmonic series. Conversely, the column is the opposite. So it's 1 over A, 1 over B, 1 over C, blah, blah, blah. And this is true for each one of these. And you can actually hear that, I kind of showed that for you with the triadic diamond, but just to complete the loop here, this is the subharmonic series for 4, 5, 6, 7. But here's the harmonic series. That sounds awesome. Here, let's go back to this one real quick. Now I'm just modulating. Journey through that tetradic diamond, and heavenly bodies mostly just stays here in this one subharmonic tetrad, but you can hear there's a whole journey there if you want that makes really cool chord progressions. Okay, now how do I make a melody out of that? How do I add new notes to this? So I have to kind of jump up to a new level of complexity. So for the tetradic diamond, again, this is showing Terumi's book, but now showing it for the more complicated diamonds. What we were just listening to is the tetradic diamond, and you heard, the subharmonic and harmonic series. If I want to add a note to this, I actually got to come up to the pentadic diamond, recreate those 4 notes, and then give myself some space to play with. If I only want to add 1 new note, then pentadic's going to be fine. If I want to add more, like a 7-note scale, then we can jump up. But let's just start with that, because pentadic scales are cool, right? 5-note scales are the pentatonic scales, and there's just a billion ancient flute scales, lute scales, rock and blues scales like that just use 5 notes per octave. So let's do that. Now, this is going to sound a little complicated, but just bear with me here. For the subharmonic tetrad, we started with 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? And why did we do that? Because we know that we're only going to do 4 notes, 4 harmonics, one way or another. But now we're going to jump up, and we want to give ourselves some room to play with. So I'm going to set up the pentadic with 4, 5, 6, 7, but I'm going to double the 4, double the 5, double the 6, double the 7. So when you double a number in an octave-based system, it's the same number. So 4 is equal to 8, equal to 16, equal to 32. 5 is equal to 10, equal to 20, blah, and so forth. So I've already automated this, so I will jump up here. So this is the pentadic diamond, and I've done 4, 10, 12, 14. Now, here, I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to set this to 14, so it's a duplicate note. So this is going to sound the same as the tetradic diamond, except it has a duplicate note. But what's cool now is I have this 5th note, E, that I can play with, and I can make it my own. So as I do that, let's watch down here in the lower left-hand corner of Wilsonic. This is the 4 notes per octave that are happening right now. There's 4 notes because there's a duplicate here, whoops, on E. Now watch. When I jump up just 1 on E, I get a new note that didn't exist there before. But what's cool about this is a note in the harmonic and subharmonic series. It's going to sound good. The only question is, does it have the mood and emotional character that I'm looking for in the music that I want to make? So let's hear what that sounds like. So I added this note right above the tonic. Now that's stuff I couldn't do before with just 4 notes per octave. And so I like that. But what happens if I move that note? What if that note was over here in between these, or over here, blah, blah, blah. This is where you start playing around with different pentatonic scales and archetypes. So if I jump up now, what happened here? Now it's a 16. I went from 15 to 16. 16 is twice 8. So therefore it's a duplicate. So we have a duplicate. So we have to keep going. We're looking for coprime numbers is actually what we're doing. This is why prime is so important in music theory. 17 is a nice prime number. And now we've added a new note here. Didn't exist before. Let's see what that sounds like. Well, that's really cool. So let's remember that, because I love that. The mood's sort of like diabolical. Maybe it's like some kind of crazy soundtrack with a crazy moment. So if we keep going, now we're playing with subharmonics here, so when I increase this number, I'm going counterclockwise. So here's 18. What's that sound like? So that's much more nice guy. It's much more intense. 18. Alright, so you're getting the idea, and we can just do this for the full circle. Here's 19. 19 is a nice prime number. Not bad, I like that. 20, what happened with 20? Well, 20 is twice 10, so they're identical, so we have a duplicate note. So we gotta keep going. Here's 21. That's an 11, 22. I know a lot of people who love 11s. I'm just going to keep going. Here's 23. And so on and so forth. 24 is twice 12, so it's a duplicate. So you got to keep going. 25. And you get the idea. So your job is to play with this number until you find the perfect harmonic that you love. And so on and so forth. If you're like, well, I need more than 5 notes per octave, you can jump up to the hex. That's this one. And you can play with that one. And if you want 7 notes per octave, which is actually extremely common, right? And, lots of Western scales have 7 notes per octave. Now you can move that guy around. I hope you're looking down here. And go hear all these scales and just find that perfect thing that just does it for you. Yeah, so that is the diamonds. And I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you make some just amazing, beautiful music with this. Again, join my Discord. I'll help you out. I'll give you support. Check out my webpage. You can get the downloads there and the documentation. And follow me on Twitter. I usually show off demos like this and cool little tips and tricks there. And on to the next release. Thanks, everyone.